Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. This is still Sunrise. We have a very interesting conversation coming up. And it's still about transportation. But this time we're talking about Transportation Hailing Alliance of Nigeria, THAN. Can I call that VAN? That's a coalition of operators leveraging technology within the motor taxi industry in Nigeria, and they're committed to safe, reliable, and fairly affordable transportation. The group, which is currently composed of the nation's leading motorcycle operators, is presently comprised of Max, O-Ride, and GoCada. We have their reps in the studio this morning. We have the Director of Growth of O-Ride, Mr. Osage Alonge.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for coming. We have the Pilot Operations Manager for GoCada, Victor Daminabo.
Good morning, ma'am.
And we have Rotimi Ogunwede, Marketing Communications and PR Manager for Max Okada.
Good morning.
Good morning, all three of you, and thank you very much for coming.
They're all looking very young and bright.
Well, it's the young ones that do motorbike. I mean, if you found me on a motorbike, wouldn't you wonder, has she taken leave of her senses?
Probably stuck in traffic and needed to get somewhere real quick.
I'll say you were running late and you had to be somewhere on time.
No, I wouldn't go on an Okada. Thank you. No matter the color. Yellow, green, or green. Now, very interesting that you all have formed this alliance, because we would have thought that you were all competitors.
Agree.
Yeah, I believe so. Our business models might differ. However, I was looking at our vision and mission statements, and one thing that does cut across is we are trying to enhance the life of Nigerians, of Lagosians. We're trying to provide safe, reliable, and fairly affordable transportation services in a city where, it's plagued by transportation issues, just like how you've discussed earlier this morning. So it cuts across, and we've agreed to come together to create an agreeable framework to, most importantly, align with the government, to show them what we're all about, how serious we are, and why we want to align with the government's goal in achieving the megacity claim by providing that transportation infrastructure.
But then, while you're providing the transportation infrastructure, and one side you're trying to make life easier for residents of Lagos, the concern is also the fact that you're making life even more dangerous. I mean, basically, you guys use the bikes, and they're like power bikes, so to speak. And riders, bike riders are considered very rough riders in the country. So, what makes your service different from what's out there?
Okay, so to put it in a simple way, what we have done is to reinvent the Okada business. We still have Okada riders. The guys that ride motorcycles are Okada riders. But what we have done in essence is we've introduced technology, we've introduced trainings, and we've also...
Oh, I like that part, trainings.
Yes. So we have training sessions. Collectively, everybody has a training school individually, but collectively, we all train our drivers, and we ensure that we have different ways of enforcing laws internally. I'm sure they have a policy, and I'm sure GoCada also has a policy. So we internally have our own policies that guide, modes of operation. But it's all in a similar way, where for us, for example, we have safety scores, where if someone flouts the red lights or something, we get to know internally. And Yeah.
When they jump a red light,
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
So for example,
You have technology in your offices that monitors these riders.
Yes.
Because I have seen one riding like the devil was after him.
Trust me. So that guy that was driving like the devil was after him, at the end of whatever trip he's making, is getting called into the office. He's probably getting sanctioned. If he's a repeat offender, he'll probably get kicked off the platform.
And the interesting thing about getting kicked off the platform is we share a common database. So
if he leaves
his platform and go to another platform, because it's already integrated in our shared database.
Impressive.
Very impressive.
Impressive.
So you guys have a shared database.
I mean, so if I have
what
a
kind
rider,
of competition are you all competing
So,
when you have
like
when
we
you
said-
share database and everything?
At the end of the day, sorry, if we want to make money, yes, but we cannot compromise on safety. There are already issues that you also said you can't take because you think most of them are not sane. We are working hard to ensure that these guys are trained properly to be careful. We have speed limiters on our bikes, so at the moment they go past a certain limit, it's beeping, so the customer knows and you can tap him. So we cannot compromise on those things. So it only means that we need to work together to ensure that if a person defaults on my platform, I share that data with him so he doesn't move there, and then he's still a harm to the society.
Okay.
Are your riders all aware of this?
so it's safe to say yes and no. Yes, in the sense that if someone leaves my platform and wants to go to Gokada, I'm sure the training officer there would tell him like, but you just left these guys
dear.
now. So he's ashamed at that point, right? And no, because it's not like we communicate to them that we know if, you know.
Oh dear.
Okay, but okay, let me come to you, Rotimi. No, Victor.
Yeah.
What about this matter of picking calls while they are riding?
So at Gokada, we have installed Bluetooth devices on the helmets, and they're connected with the mic. So every time there's if a pilot is driving, we call our drivers pilots. So while he's navigating and he gets a request, first thing he's advised to pull over and just tap the button and take the call. So he's not expected to hold the phone. We also have phone holders on the bike. So when he's on a trip, he puts the phone there and he can navigate using the GPS, the Google map, and then he can use the voice assistant and just navigate through in areas that he's not conversant with. So yes.
Is that the same for you as well?
Similar, but we don't have Bluetooth headsets.
Okay.
But so we
They have phone holders.
Yeah, they have
So
phone holders.
he's just giving me a secret now that you guys are going to look to implement.
I mean, it's not a secret.
It's not
It's not
out
secret.
there.
Everyone
Okay.
knows. It's out there.
Everyone knows.
Everyone
So
knows.
we have a similar model, and because we have tracking systems, we can know when you're using your phone on a trip. The ideal thing is if you're on it when you're moving, you're in motion, you shouldn't be on a call or you shouldn't be using your devices.
Yeah.
So we also seed devices to them, not like they bring devices to the platform. So
Okay.
the devices that we give them work best with our app, so we can track whatever you're doing at what point. And the devices are equipped with gyroscope equipment where you can tell
So
the balancing
if
and all that. So if
balancing.
so when you move the phone, the gyroscope lets us know the phone is facing you or is down or is in your pocket and all of that.
Okay. Osaki, this matter of the pilots, let me borrow your word, the pilots of these bikes and how they relate to the riders, what kind of training do they get in that aspect?
Okay, so first of all, when they do come to the platform or come to the office, they want to sign up, we do a lot of verification. So you have to bring guarantors, we verify your address, we check if you have any criminal past, all that is put into place. Then,
How do you check if they have criminal past?
I mean, we're also partners with the police, we're partners with agencies. We have to do a lot of background stuff because we're going to give these guys insurance. They have life insurance, they have accident insurance. If we are going to invest in you, we have to believe that you are also investing in the company. And it means that if there's any issue, we want to be 100% sure that we know who you are. So when they come on the platform, we then train them. So traffic laws, as simple as the traffic lights to how to pick someone, then how to deal with customers, how to talk to customers. Then you go on the training with the bikes. Now these bikes, our bikes are 200cc bikes. These are the government standard, government approved standards, right? Not the 100cc bikes. They're a bit heavier, so you have to be trained to actually ride them. The pass rate is, I think, about 6 out of 10. So people do fail, and we have a list of people that failed. So you can't go to another city or go somewhere else. Okay. You have to be retrained again to see if you can actually pass.
Okay.
So once we are done with that, we then put them on the road after they've been trained for a month. Then they finish class, they graduate, then they can be handed a bike, and they can go on the road. Then we start to track. Every bike man has a trainer and a verification officer and also a manager who checks the rating, who checks the reviews, and then does a weekly report on how the driver is faring.
So each pilot has a verification manager,
Yes.
has a trainer who monitors him,
Yes.
and does a weekly report.
Yes.
Okay, but how do they get remunerated?
So,
I mean, what kind of incentive do they have for them to stay good?
So, I wanted to add to what he said. Over at our end, they go through 3 essential trainings: customer experience trainings, so that they are polite enough when you request or try to take any of the trips. And then we also talk about what we call pilot legislation. In that, it involves all the rules, like Lagos traffic rules, certain things that we expect them not to do, like being rude or harassing customers, any of those things that could get them kicked off from the system. And then finally, we have like bike trainings where they're taught to maneuver and all of that. Now, once they go through all those things, because there's the need to move around in Lagos where there's traffic, they get loads of requests, and so they make enough to keep staying on the platform. So this, compared to being a regular 100cc rider, they make a lot of money to stay on the platform. And then it comes with other things that he said: healthcare. We have comprehensive insurance for both the rider, our customers, and third party. We also have loan schemes where they're allowed to get soft loans and all of those things. So yes, these are some of the benefits that that makes them stay.
Your bikes are 200cc
Yes,
as well?
yes.
What about your bikes?
220cc actually. So
Oh,
we
dear.
went.
Well, that's a speed bike now, isn't it?
No. So we also have speed limiters, so they can't go beyond 65 kilometers on our bikes.
60, 65. Once it goes beyond, you get an alert, you get a warning.
Okay, now Lagos State is going tough on Okada riders and smaller vehicles in Lagos. Is that affecting you all in any way?
Yes.
In what way?
So the Lagos State has started to erect signs that says Okadas are not allowed and kekes are not allowed. However, the state government hasn't said bikes below 220 cc's or 200 cc's, to be specific, so that the enforcement officers that would enforce these laws know that, okay, some bikes are allowed on this route or some bikes are not allowed. I think that needs to be clarified. Okay. Because in December, when the state government started the whole enforcement scheme, it was a chaos. It was a chaotic period where bikes were being impounded on a daily basis, and it was a disruption of operations basically. But we are here to serve the people of Lagos State and provide efficient transportation, and we're also willing to work with the state government in achieving that purpose.
Are your bikes allowed on Third Mainland Bridge, for instance?
So there are roads in Lagos State that bikes are not allowed at all, and Third Mainland Bridge is one of them.
Yeah.
So we also advise our champions, we call our riders champions, not to go on Third Mainland Bridge. So you can go through Ikorodu Road, because bikes are allowed on Ikorodu Road, but Third Mainland Bridge, we'd advise them not to.
Yeah, on Ikorodu Road, on the service lane.
Yes.
Yes, on the service lane.
Do you obey that law?
Yes, we
Or
try
do your
to.
pilots obey?
Well,
There's a high percentage of compliance.
They comply. I mean, I won't say 100%. You would always have people that would always want to bend your rules, but we have very good compliance rate.
Okay, so in closing, Osage, what are the plans for this alliance?
To continuously share knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge sharing. Since we've come together, we've been able to discuss, some of the issues that we are facing internally. One of us has a solution. We apply it. It works. That's one of the things. The second is to continue to engage with the government and appeal to the government as well that we are here to actually just enhance the lives of Lagosians. What we want to do is take people from point A to point B, fast, safe, and secure way. Just coming to the studio here today, I had to park my car at Otedola Bridge, and I took an O-ride here. I believe Rotimi did the same as well.
I mean, I parked at Agedingrid and requested for a bike.
Just
It was coincidental, actually.
And
Okay, quickly before you all run away, suppose your rider is riding offline.
Yes.
How are you able to track him?
So we have sit sensors on our bikes. So at the end of the day, every pilot is supposed to, the number of trips done on his app is supposed to tally with the number of times a person sat on his bike. So this is what...
So he can't run away from being tracked.
Exactly. So we have a team who is responsible for checking the seat sensors to be sure that these guys are not taking offline trips.
Okay. All right then. Thank you very much. Transportation Hailing Alliance of Nigeria, Director of Growth, Oride Osage Alonge, Pilot Operations Manager, Go Kada, Mr. Victor Daminabo, and Mr. Rotimi Ogunwede, Marketing Communications PR Manager of Max Okada. Thank you all very much for coming to enlighten us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
So Sunrise will be right back with the home stretch in just a moment. See you on the other side of this break.